Hey guys, it's Leo Stargazer. I'm here with our daily tarot reading. Today is Sunday, July 16th, and our intention for today's reading is shoring up boundaries. Each day I'm going to have a specific intention based on how I'm kind of seeing the day. If that doesn't work for you, then just going with the phrase understanding the day will also apply, because we'll be doing our tarot reading of thinking, feeling, and doing, followed by the Lenormand reading, which is more about action. So you can think actioning your intention or actioning the day. And that'll be a 2-card pull. So we will go from there. But today I'm thinking about shoring up boundaries. So I begin to shuffle, and I do my regular shuffle, like usual. While I'm doing that, I like to take deep breaths. I like to repeat my intention, clear my head, and kind of meditate on how I want to approach the day through repeating that intention. The most important part of my shuffle, as usual, is bringing the deck into chaos and then bringing it back into wholeness. So let's take the next minute or so, a little bit of time, to take some deep breaths and clear our heads as I bring my deck back into wholeness before I draw the cards. So once I've brought the deck back together, and it is complete, I begin to draw the cards. So the first card I draw, in the thinking position, still with my intention of shoring up my boundaries, I draw the 3 of Wands reversed. The 3 of Wands reversed in the thinking position definitely tells me that I might be a little focused on memories. Kind of focusing on the past instead of the future, especially future endeavors. It could also mean that I'm letting something get in the way of said future endeavor, or that there's the potentiality that something will come into my head today that will keep things from flowing the way I want them to. So mainly, like I said, I think it's a focus on the past instead of the future. So that's kind of a hint there. How that applies to shoring up my boundaries, I think definitely keeping myself boundaried from my past may be a key thing today. Keeping yourself boundaried from your past could be important. If you do find yourself lost in memories of the past, try to make those formative for now. Try to bring whatever your lesson you're learning, analyze why you are thinking of that past event or experience or feeling, and let that create a structure for you to stand on to move forward. So if you're still lost in it, that's okay. Let yourself be lost, but find something there and move forward. I think that's kind of the thinking element for us. Then, the second card that I draw is the 10 of Wands, also reversed. So the 10 of Wands reversed is in the feeling position for our day. So the 10 of Wands in the feeling position shows me that I may be losing my grip on something that's kind of burdening me. It shows us that we may be putting too much on ourselves. Someone else may be putting too much on us. And we may be losing our grip a little bit on that, especially emotionally, since this is about feelings. So when it comes to the Ten of Wands reverse and feelings, I like to think of this card in reverse like the idea that if we do drop the wands, if we do drop whatever's overburdening us, that we can either drop it behind us and move forward beyond it, or there's a potential for us to drop it in front of us, in which case we'd have to pick it up again. And since this is feelings, that's about emotions in particular. And because maybe we were thinking about the past because of the reverse Three of Wands, maybe it has something to do with leaving the past behind us and moving forward. I think, again, boundary setting, shoring up our boundaries, always going back to the intention. I think it's showing us that we may have a difficulty shoring up our boundaries if we are constantly overburdening ourselves with the past. So let's let that go today and let's move forward. And now, since we're moving on to moving forward, we go to our doing position of the spread. And in the doing position of the spread, I draw the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles in the doing position is showing me that I am going to be gripping tightly to my resources. There's a potentiality for frugality. There is maybe some idea of self-defensiveness around keeping what's yours. I think it's pretty obvious how that applies to boundaries, shoring up boundaries. It could show, again, a tight grip on that. I think also this ties into those other cards in terms of holding on to the past. We're clearly here holding on to something we've earned in the past, whether that's emotional or literal, physical, something resources, something like that. So I think all of these cards are hinting towards the idea of holding on to the past, not leaving the past behind us, trying to keep some of the past with us too much is potentially inhibiting our ability to create the boundaries that we need, especially to start the week out. So I think today, really focus on, if you are wrapped up in memories of the past, or if you're wrapped up just in the past in general, actions, stuff that you've accumulated from the past even, things like that, I think definitely think about what can I learn from that to make me more able to have a boundaried situation for myself? And how can I let go of the past effectively enough to have the foundation I need, but to move forward, to move on? I think that's really what we want to focus on today. How can we use the best of our past, not get wrapped up in it, but move beyond it, move past the past? I think that's kind of what we're going with today. At least that's what I'm going to try to do. With that in mind, with the idea of the past in the past, using the past to move you forward, but then actually moving beyond it, how can we literally do that today? Where is some actionable thing we can do to move past the past today? So we'll do a Lenormand reading. I did a 2-card pull. My intention is still shoring up boundaries. I'm still figuring out how boundaries apply. I'm maybe thinking more about potentially getting wrapped up in past things. And so I'm going to try to go from there. I'm going to try to lead from that. Again, if the intention doesn't apply to you or you don't relate to it, that's okay. Just think about actioning the day. So if you thought about understanding the day for the tarot, think about actioning the day for the Lenormand. But I'm going to be still thinking of shoring up boundaries. So I do a shuffle again, my regular shuffle for the Lenormand deck. Slightly more simple, but still bringing the deck into chaos and bringing it back into wholeness. So let's take another moment to meditate just a little bit more on our intention with the tarot cards we just drew in our minds, and we'll do that together for the next little bit. All right, so now the deck is whole again, and I begin to draw my pair. The first card that I draw is dog. So the dog, obviously, companionship, friendship, allies, collaborators, even. And then, since I read Lenormand cards almost like a sentence, especially if I do a pair drawing, then the second card will inform this one. And that card is the book. The book is all about knowledge, understanding, intelligence. Now the book and dog combined, I feel, relates to some companion in your life who you view as educated. Some companion in your life, some partner in your life, whether that's romantic, business, just an acquaintance, who you view as loyal to you, someone you view as a companion, but someone who you view as containing knowledge that you require. Someone who you think you listen to when they speak. Someone whose words kind of stay with you. Someone who you can have intellectual discussions with. Someone like that, I think, is either going to be in our lives today, or we're called to reach out to that person. And guess what? That can also be you. If you think that you are your smartest companion today, if you think that you are the one bringing the knowledge into your own life right now, that's totally acceptable too. And maybe that's you. You can be your own companion. The way that I think about it today, I think I definitely see, since there was a lot of stuff about the past, it's potentially someone from our past, maybe even a past self, a past mode of thinking that we felt aligned with, either within ourselves or outside of ourselves. I think that's how I think we can action shoring up our boundaries, is by either reaching out to someone or that deep part of us that holds or contains the most useful knowledge. And then how we can use that to boundary ourselves and create a foundation for ourselves for the rest of the week. Whether you're reaching out to someone or you're just meditating and tapping into that within you, I think a smart companion, even if it's yourself, can really be helpful to shore up our boundaries today. And so that's how I'm going to look at it. So, with all of that in mind, let's definitely try to move beyond the past, but use the best parts of it that we can to move forward. Let's do that together with the smartest people around, even if it's us. Let's move together forward and create our boundaries to really have a strong and successful week. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.